who are heavily into the occult, and you have to start to understand some things about the occult so that you can understand them. Okay. And the word occult means hidden. Okay. These are things that are hidden from the masses. Okay. The origin of that strange monument is shrouded in mystery because no one knows the true identity of the man or men who commissioned its construction. All that is known for certain is that in June 1979, a well-dressed, articulate stranger visited the office of the Elberton Granite Finishing Company and announced that he wanted to build an edifice to transmit a message to mankind. You know where we are. You know where we are. He identified himself as R.C. Christian, but it soon became apparent that was not his real name. He said that he represented a group of men who wanted to offer direction to humanity. But to date, almost 2 decades later, no one knows who R.C. Christian really was, or the names of those he represented. Several things are apparent. The messages engraved on the Georgia Guidestones deal with 4 major fields. 1, governance and establishment of a world government. 2, population and reproduction control. 3, the environment and man's relationship to nature. And 4, spirituality. In the public library in Elberton, someone found a book written by the man who called himself R.C. Christian. He discovered that the monument commissioned had been erected in recognition of Thomas Paine and the occult philosophy he espoused. Indeed, the Georgia Guidestones are used for occult ceremonies and mystic celebrations to this very day. Tragically, only one religious leader in the area had the courage to speak out against the American Stonehenge, and he has recently relocated his ministry. But here's the message of the Georgia Guidestones. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. So if they had to maintain humanity at 500 million, what needs to happen?
You got to do a lot of killing.
A lot of
Okay.
And
about billions and billions of people.
Right. So one of those things was AIDS. Okay. Now they're dealing with the homosexuality thing. Okay. Because what they're trying to do is reduce population. And they also use wars too. Okay. And food, right. Number 2, guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. What are you seeing happening with the kids, what they're doing at the school? Okay. With the birth controls and the IUDs and all this stuff now. Okay. Unite humanity with a living new language, which would probably be English, because mostly everybody is trying to learn English. Rule past tradition and all things with tempered reason. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. 8, balance personal rights. Balance personal rights with social duties. 9, prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Be not a cancer on the earth and leave room for nature, leave room for nature. So these were the 10 commandments on these Georgia Guidestones. And in 2014, they updated the guidestones and they put there was a spot where they put in for 2014. And people don't know if that's for them saying to, really go at this thing that they're trying to produce or what. But they are definitely people that are into the occult and have occultic beliefs. How you doing? I want you to see this. This is
You can laugh.
now, the United Nations is a big part of this thing. Because remember, the goal for them is to create a one world government. If you look on the back of your dollar, you can, you'll see it there. But I want you to see something. Now,
And it was also the same aim of Madame Blavatsky's occult successor, Alice A.
Now, Madame Blavatsky is a well-known occultist, all right? This is a student of hers, Alice Bailey, all right? They had an office in the United Nations, was originally called Lucifer's Trust, okay? But they renamed it to Lucius Trust, all right? But it was actually called Lucifer's Trust.
Bailey, the founder of Lucius Trust, an occult organization that currently has its headquarters within the United Nations. The objectives of this organization, Lucius Trust, have been codified and embodied in the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights and in the United Nations Charter. Alice A. Bailey, the founder of the occult organization Lucius Trust, developed 10 strategies to establish a new world order.
All right.
These strategies are, number 1, push God out of the schools. If the people grow up without reference to God, then they will consider God irrelevant to day-to-day life. In the last 50 years, this has happened. God is irrelevant to most people. Number 2, break the traditional Judeo-Christian family concept. Break communication between parents and children, so that parents can't pass on spiritual values to their children. Do this by pushing excessive child rights. Number 3, remove restrictions on sex. Sex is the biggest joy, and Christianity robs people of this. People must be freed to enjoy it without restrictions. It's not just for married, it's for everybody.
And when you think about it, just take and put Islam, put whatever monotheistic belief in place of Christianity or have Christianity, and see if this is not true for all of us, okay?
Number 4, since sex is the greatest expression of man's enjoyment of life, man must be free to express sex in all its forms. Homosexuality, orgies, even bestiality are desirable so long as no one is being abused or harmed.
And like I said, pay attention to your television shows, your television programming. On the show Family Guy, they have the dog dating women. Laying up in the bed with women and everything.
I haven't watched TV in 3 years. I'm
Wow,
happy to say
well,
that.
look,
It wasn't even for stuff like that. It was like, TV, well, in business, they call it the income reducer. So and you sit there watch TV, you can't make no money while you watching TV. So that was for my main reason. But I was like, it was all, you know, I was like, wow. So, you know.
Yeah, but it's very interesting because, like I said, being a teacher, you see the results of this programming on the children. And in society, as we watch society today, we see the results. Okay?
Number 5. People must be free to abort unwanted children. If a man can have sex and then live without the consequences, then the same should be true for a woman too. A woman must have the right to abort an unwanted child.
All this stuff is making sense. And like I said, all of this is just pieces to a puzzle. Once you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together, you get to see the real big whole agenda.
Number 6, every person develops soul bonds. So when a soul bond wears out, a person must be free to divorce. When one starts to grow, one must be free to get together with that person, even if they are married. Number 7, diffuse religious radicalism. Christianity says Jesus is the only way. Diffuse this by A, silencing Christianity, and B, promoting other faiths, the creation of interfaith harmony. Number 8, use the media to influence mass opinion. Create mass opinion that is receptive to these values by using TV, film, the press, etc. Note well, what Western believers call normal in the African church would be pornography.
And that is so true. And that's why Obama is keeps going over to Africa pushing the homosexual agenda. Because they don't want to accept it. Okay? But he's pushing it harder.
Number 9, debase art in all its forms. Corrupt music, painting, poetry, and every expression of the heart, and make it obscene, immoral, and occultic. Debase the arts in every way possible.
And I think at the next session, I'm going to show you really how much this occult plays a part in our society. You know, it's hidden. These things are hidden in plain sight. And the only reason you can't see them is because you don't understand the language of the symbols that they use. Okay, but the symbols are, it's prominent throughout society.
And number 10, get the church to endorse every one of these 9 strategies. Get the church to accept these principles and to say they're okay. Then legal ground is given for these values to get a foothold. If you have been closely following all the information that I have shared with you up until this point, then you are now prepared to see what I promised to show you earlier.
All right. So, looking at those things, we can see that all of those things are going on.
What's that lady's name again?
Which one?
The
teacher or the student? Alice Bailey. Alice Bailey. And remember, these are occultists. And when you look up, go on the internet and look up Lucifer Trust. Okay? And it changed from Lucifer Trust to we're losing our humanity. Okay? Everybody's just worried about themselves, going on, not caring about anybody else. But now, he's showing you an example of animals, right?
Alright, check out this amazing video. Come over to your TV screen because that is a dog helping out another dog in a very busy highway. One dog is hit by a speeding car and another canine comes to the rescue. The second dog grabs the first by the neck with its teeth and carefully drags it to safety, avoiding being hit itself. And the great part about this story is that both of these dogs did survive. The one being pulled doesn't look like the chances of survival are great, but apparently both are okay.
Well, it's all, look at that car drive by. Why didn't somebody stop the dog to get out of the way? Anyway, good news, they are okay. All right, speaking of okay, you should see the Chris Wallace show.
Scoring and hero isn't a Maradona-like figure scoring at will on the soccer pitch. It's a dog named China. Police think China may have heard the cries of a newborn baby boy abandoned by his 14-year-old mother after birth, and with 6 pups of her own, the canine's motherly instincts kicked in. China somehow managed to drag or carry the newborn over near her own pups, and when a neighbor of the human persuasion heard the baby's cries, they went to investigate. Now locals call him the miracle baby and China a hero.
She took it like a puppy and preserved it. The doctors told us if she hadn't done this, the baby would have died.
To get him out of there.
Right?
So I missed I'm part about the baby and the dog.
Oh, the dog.
Around them, just
14-year-old girl had abandoned her baby in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
The dog heard the baby crying and went and got the dog. And the dog had just had pups. It went and got the baby and brought it over there, dragged it over there with the pups, and kind of sat with it until.
How far he dragged it?
Yeah.
He dragged it over the roadway, all of that.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
But it's like you never know the blessing, that the Creator can bring to you. But I want you to see this because this is something that's not usually seen in nature. All right.
I fully believe it.
Check this out.
Oh my God.
This is actually a compilation. The person that put this video together, they was talking about how people are not acting like humans anymore, and it's like animals are acting, more empathetic than we are, okay? But check this out.
She's going for him. She's going for him. She got him. Oh, she did. She got him.
These lions got this water buffalo. this is our situation.
Mm-hmm.
If you pay
Right.
attention to it.
Exactly.
You know, Allah gives us signs in nature, sometimes to help us with our own problems. Because here they were, the other one that was by itself that was with the baby was chased off, ran off out of fear, you know, by that small group of predators. But then we went back and organized and united and came back, and look what you can do, you know. So it's the
Right,
same thing with
right.
us as people. We have to, especially as people who believe in a creator, you know, we need to come together and try to deal with this. Because, you know, nothing's going to change if we just sit here and just let things happen.
Yeah, true.
So we'll end with that, you know. But I did have something I want to. We'll wait, wait till. But inshallah, we'll have another session next month, right?
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. They, you know, we want to sit with Salim and some other people, give them some ideas how to get out there in the market for the Umar.
All
So,
right. 'Cause
Do you have like contact information, website or?
oh yeah, I have a here, I'll put this up. I put some of the presentations up on YouTube.
Even some of like this, could you do this as a webinar or something? The people will be watching from the comfort of their home?
Well, I mean, the best thing I've done so far was to just kind of, you know, videotape the sessions and then upload them on YouTube. This is that's
Okay.
yeah. If you go on YouTube and look up those videos, and then that'll give you my actual
okay.
YouTube page. And there's a couple of
you might want
other ones on there. Oh wait a minute, let me write this other one down.
Just right, and I type in Brother Rashid exposing, and it'll come up.
It'll come up, yep. But then make sure you put in part 1 and 2 uncut, because
Okay.
another guy had posted it for me,
Uh-huh.
and he didn't put the whole thing up there. So, you know, if you put part 1 and 2 uncut, and then part 3 and 4, then you'll be able to see the whole presentation.
Okay.
But that one, that was interesting. And then there's another one, who are the people behind entertainment?
You know, they show some clip that the new movie, the new show coming up now, but this movie called Scandal or something like that.
Scam?
Is it Scandal? What's the name of that movie? That new
Empire.
Empire.
Yeah.
That is so disgusting,
Yeah.
brother. You see
Oh, yeah.
See
You
what,
see that?
see what you have to do is
You have to look at who's, I'm
Yep, you said it.
Who's putting it on?
Lee
Oh,
Daniels.
Brooke,
Lee
who
Daniels.
is bisexual, Tyler Perry, who is bisexual. You have to look at who's behind these things.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because that goes back